All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Plum Wild Podcast. I'm your host, Nathan Waddell, and as always, I'm joined by my best friend, Damian Kiefer.
Good morning.
It is November 11th. We just got done running the first round of the iRacing World of Outlaws Pro Series at Volusia in the super late models. We haven't done a podcast in a while, so we're going to try to recap a little bit of the things that we've learned and the way that this series is going to be working and how it's gone so far. We just, like I said, we just ran the first round of it, so we got to recap that as well. But first of all, Kiefer, how are you doing tonight?
We've been better. Yeah,
Before we get into the racing, though, just how are you?
we're not bad. We're good. Life's good. We're
That's
getting
right.
ready for a weekend of racing, actually.
That's right. Life's good, man. Life's good. You know, racing aside, we got a good life here, don't we?
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. So let's talk for just a bit about the format of the qualifiers and everything that everyone seems to be so confused about. Um, so we had 3 rounds of qualifiers, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night. And it takes your best points finish. For those of you that don't understand how championship points work, I don't really feel like explaining that. But you can look it up. It just takes your best points finish out of those 3 nights, and the top 35 from points for the qualifiers lock into the Monday night show, which we just ran. In the series, we will be running super late models, and then sprint cars, 410 sprint cars, and then super late models, and then 410 sprints, and alternate back and forth. Don't really love that too much, but to be honest, the whole qualifying process is not too bad. I wasn't really sure how I would like it, but having 3 opportunities to qualify for each race is not the worst thing in the world. We both ran the top split qualifier on Tuesday night, which ended up actually being the highest strength of field ever for a dirt oval race on iRacing. That video, by the way, I put a video on YouTube about that, but I ended up not qualifying too great. You qualified like what, right behind me?
Yeah.
13th. I was 11th, and but no heats. What do you think about the no heats in the qualifiers?
It's good.
You like it?
It's good and bad because it makes you gotta focus on Q a lot more. Apparently, I don't know what I was doing tonight, but forgot how to Q. But yeah, no, we both did not Q the greatest.
In the qualifier?
Night one. Yeah, night one.
Well, to be fair, all right, in an 8,358 or whatever the strength of field was, the times were within a tenth from first to dead last. Around that, like it was very, very tight. Like, you know, we're talking millimeters of difference on the track could have set you up a little bit better for the feature. But I agree. I think that no heat races has its pros and cons. You know, no heat races, no consies. Everyone goes to the feature, right? So that's kind of good, right? But the con for that is that the track doesn't really wear out that much. So whatever you either have to hope for a pre-gen that doesn't suck ass, or you have to hope that the track just wears out pretty quickly for whatever reason. So pros and cons to that. But in that opening night, I picked and choose, and I don't think that's a word, choose, but just made my way up through the field. Ended up finishing 4th and basically securing myself a spot into tonight's race. You, on the other hand, how did you end up running on the Tuesday night top split?
7th.
Was it 7th?
7th.
I thought you got 6th.
I was in 5th with 4 to go.
Who?
I messed up. Kendall got tight.
Oh, that's right.
And then he bumped into me, and then I shoved across the field
at
the track. But it's all right. We went back out. I made it through night 2.
So
and the top split.
How did night 2 go?
Like, night 2, I qualified better. I don't remember where I qualified, but I qualified better. I was in the top 10.
Yeah.
The top half.
Yeah.
And then race, I just rode and got up to 5th relatively early and ran 4th for a long time. And then we had I was racing with Kendall for third,
I remember
and then
this.
I had a restart.
What
Dog
happened on
hit
that
the foot.
restart?
Dog hit. The dog was licking my ankles on the restart. We lost. I
The-
think if I would have had a good restart, I'd possibly got by Kendall, but
yeah.
we lost 2 spots because of it. But
Yeah.
it's all
I
right.
mean,
It
you were in
wasn't.
one of those
I still made the
positions.
race.
You were in one of those positions where if you get a good restart on the outside, because the track is kind of working that outside, if you get a good restart on the outside and fourth, you can easily grab third. But
Yeah.
instead, I'm sitting here watching and I'm like, all right, let's see if he gets a good restart. And he has the fucking worst restart I've ever seen. And I'm like, oh, this is horrible. But where did you
Okay.
end up finishing in that one?
Fifth.
Fifth, and that put you in. That was about what, almost like a 7,900 SOF or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were in after that. So for me, it was pretty cool, having a really good run Monday night and then not having to run Tuesday or Thursday. It is cool though. I do like the qualifier format for the fact that you do have a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You have three shots at this. All right. Now on the other hand, someone like Evan C, your two-time back-to-back Pro Series champion, had bad luck, not didn't make the right moves, whatever you want to call it, did not make it. 3 tries and still did not make it into the first round of the Pro Series here. So that very interesting. But I do like the format for qualifying into each Pro Series race. I think some pros and cons, but overall, I will say this is the part of the new Pro Series that I hate the least. We'll just say that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, you
Till
agree?
next week.
Until next week. Yeah, well, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But so moving on, we look and we see after Thursday night, we see who all makes the Pro Series race for tonight. And some names that aren't very surprising, some that are. It's cool to see guys like Dustin Price, Braden Carter, Trevin Lane, Caleb Durgan. Caleb finally gets his shot in Pro Series. So it was pretty cool to see some new names, and of course you got all your wily old veterans like Kendall Tucker, Logan Rumsey, Blake Majulis, uh, Dylan Yeager, us, right?
Yeah.
So it was cool to see that. Where was I going with that? Um, crap. But yeah, it was good to see, right? And so we knew what we were going into. Um, so then we have tonight the opener, first round. How are you feeling going into tonight's race?
As long as I qualified well, I was super confident
Yeah.
because I feature time I felt great, which I didn't even really test a lot. I had some that I was confident in, like there. I constantly kept making Q laps, and then it came down to qualifying, and I botched it.
So
And then,
what did you do wrong in qualifying? Because I didn't watch your lap.
well, I reset first lap because I entered too late and wanted to, and I got tight
And you
and I
washed
pushed,
up off the cushion.
and then second lap went out there and did damn near the same thing.
Where'd you run in 3 and 4? Or
Slider, bottom slider ish.
yeah. So I wasn't even. I mean, we could go back and watch that.
We had the same line concept.
Yeah.
Concept.
So
I
what
just did not
I
hit
ended
it.
up I can't remember who I was watching. It might have been Eden's or damn, I can't remember who I was watching, but I saw someone go low in 3 and 4. And I was like,
Yeah,
that might be the play because I did that at the end of practice and I was like, that feels good. I
that's
don't
what
think I
I
like
was.
it in 1 and 2,
Yeah,
but I think I like it in 3 and 4. So I was like, if I can just hit the entry both times, I know I can do center off on both of these, right? It's just about hitting your entry.
yep,
And 1 and 2, I get in there and I'm like, I feel like I probably could have been lower. It's fine, whatever. I feel pretty good. And then I'm like, all right, we got to nail this entry into 3 and 4. There's a little bit of slick on entry that I don't really want to hit. I don't want to be too low because I don't want to hit the inside wall. I just got to hit this decent, decent to
yeah,
good. And we held it to the floor. I mean, we might have lifted a little bit to keep it straight, but man, I come across the line and I always turn the standings off whenever I go out to qualify,
yeah,
and I hit my standings button and it popped up and I'm like, holy shit, quick time. So yeah, it was Stephen Gaines that I watched. That's right. Good
yeah.
comms there, Nathan Smith. Um so, you know, We hit quick time. That feels really good, but invert. But at the same time, top 8 make it to the show.
Locked in no
Locked
matter
in.
what.
So I knew like it was a trade off, right? Like I got quick time, that's cool, but I'm starting 8th, but I'm locked into the show. I don't have to run a heat race or nothing. I love that. Um, so I don't mind that at all. Definitely hyped to get another quick time. That'll be my third quick time in Pro Series. I think I got you beat now, right? I got you
Think,
beat.
yeah,
No,
possibly. Or tied.
no, we're tied now because you got quick time at Fairbury in 2022 opening round. You got quick time at
I-55.
no, you got quick time at Volusia
Yeah.
in round 9 of 2022, and then you got I-55 last year. So we're tied now. We're
Yeah.
tied. All right. Well, you know what? I can't beat you in anything, but I bested you tonight. So you didn't have the qualifying start that you wanted. It was good to be able, but for me to be able to sit through the heats and the consies, dude, that was such a
Probably
relief.
nice.
It was
Yeah,
such a relief. Like
I bet it was.
you've probably done that at real shows before, where like
Yeah.
whatever it is that you skip and you don't have to, you can just sit there and watch and you can just chill at your trailer. Like that's probably a great feeling in real life too. So now I know what that felt like. So you ended up being in what, heat 3?
Yep.
And
Yeah.
what were you seeing out of the track through heat 1 and 2, and what were you trying to decide what you were going to try to do to make up some ground there in heat race number 3?
I just hope to God I stayed out of trouble
Yeah.
and that I can make clean laps and not get stuck on the top or the bottom whenever you could. And I went out there and everything I didn't want to happen kind of did happen. And I just started, once I got on the bottom, the top was way better. And I was stuck down there and I was overdriving the race car,
It's what
trying
it
to
looked like.
overcome not being on the good line.
Yeah.
And I just kept putting myself in terrible positions. And I just needed to stick to pretty much running the top in the heat
Yeah.
races because that
Fall
was,
in line and just hope
yeah.
that something happens. But I mean,
And
it's tough.
like I didn't have any luck, and like that's half of it. Like I had, there's nights you get luck, and like there's nights you don't. Like tonight, I had zero luck in heat race, zero luck in the B main. Like every time I went one place, they were there, and then if I didn't go the other place, they were ended up there, and it was my night.
What happened? Where did you end up finishing in that one?
Yeah, sixth.
So yeah, that's right, because you were starting 5th in the Consi,
Yep.
taking the top 2. What were you thinking? Did you try anything different with the car? You don't have to be specific here, obviously, but were
Yeah,
you
no, I
trying
try.
anything different?
I went something different on the car there, and I think we were better there, but I never got to the top, and then whenever I
Get to the top.
did get to the top, we got shoved up, and then I was back in like fifth or sixth, and then they hit each other in front of me, and then hit my nose, and I was dead.
Just not your night, man. Just not your
No,
night. And then I saw you manually disconnect, and I was like, yeah, he's probably a little pissed.
I just, fuck, excuse my French, screwed up in qual. Like it was my own mistake, and I
Yeah.
was just super frustrated with myself because like I knew exactly what to do. Like the line that you did, and like Steven did, like I wanted to be the first one out there to hit it, and I went out there the first time when I
Why'd you want to be
scuffed
the
it,
first one out there to hit it?
just because I feel like the track's fresher, and that's whenever I
I
usually
don't think it
qualify my
works like
best.
that. I
That's whenever
know
I
that.
qualify my best
I
because I always
know.
qualify right away.
I don't think that that's a true thing that the track wears while you're qualifying. I think it just accumulates and holds that information, and then once qualifying is over, then it applies it. You know what I mean? Like I don't
Who
think me
knows?
running a line would affect it, but I don't know.
But I had confidence. Like I knew what the line was. I'll just say like I went out there right away, and like my line prediction was right. That's what you ran. I just didn't hit what I wanted to.
Yeah, I mean you've always been really really good at calling the lines, knowing what line's going to be fast, and what I learned. Honestly, shout out to Blake Majulis for this because he posted it in the CFM Discord. Because officials were at Volusia and Supers, right? So whenever they send the setups out for the season pass holders, he'll use him or Evan will usually give a little bit of about a paragraph of tips and stuff like that. And he was saying that for qualifying, whenever you're running that line, you kind of want to enter left front on the slick. And I kind of already knew that, but the way he was running it and entering kind of earlier, it just helped so much more to avoid getting up off
Yeah.
of that
I
cushion and into the
I
flat.
just I was trying to
You were
maximize
trying to max in
everything.
it. Yeah, I know.
Like I was trying to be what you did. I was trying to set pull just like
But that's not what I was trying to
perfection.
do though. Here's the thing,
No, I know that's what happens whenever you're not looking
right?
forward to it. You're like
Well, it
me,
wasn't
whenever I
like I wasn't
qualified
looking.
pole at I-55, I was like, man, I hope I'm just in the top 10.
Yeah.
And then boom, it was pole.
That's
I was like, what the?
that's what I think has helped me the most, or that's whenever I've been the most successful in my iRacing career, is whenever I go out there and I'm like, let's not just go out there and lay down a heater. Let's just go out there and lay down a good lap. You know what I mean? Like, let's not try to. I mean, we have our own higher limit than most people, right? Like, we're not
Yeah,
gonna do something completely horrible, but like, let's not push it that extra little inch to get, because let's just hit a good lap. And that's whenever I've qualified the best, I think. I mean, I did that. I remember at Port Royal, I was like, let's just fucking, wheel this thing. Let's get a good lap here. So, um, yeah, qualifying set up your night just as well as it did mine. Not as well, but just the same as it did mine. So you didn't make it. That's unfortunate. Really, really hate that for you, buddy. But listen, I said this on stream. There was about I don't know how many, but there was 3, maybe 4 episodes last year of the podcast where I had to sit here and talk about the pro race that I didn't make, but you did. So now you know how it feels, buddy.
it was like, I have nobody to blame but myself. That's the best part.
That's pretty much what I had to say after every pro race last year too. But so let's talk about the feature a little bit. Were you still in there? What, like, did you hop back in and watch, or what was the deal there?
I watched the stream.
The broadcast or
Yeah,
my stream?
the broadcast.
Wow, what a friend. You know what? I'm looking for a co-host, by the way. Moving on. No,
I can actually watch. I can't watch just you. I
yeah,
watched
sure,
you
the
get up to
fuck you
third, then
can't.
fall back to fifth.
Wow. Wow. No, listen. So here's let's talk about the feature for just a minute before we bring on Logan Rumsey. So I start the race, and like in warm up, I was like not really sure where I wanted to be. Usually you start off on the bottom in these races, and then once the tires get a little bit of heat in them by like 3, 4, 5, you're moving up to the line that you'll probably run for a good amount of the race, right? Well, I was starting on the outside. I knew I couldn't just go to the bottom, so I was really trying to feel it out, and I felt like I was holding Blake up, and I felt like I was kind of getting past a little bit, and I see these guys fighting for the bottom, and um I think I either saw someone else up ahead of me do it, or I saw Blake do it in my mirror, but I saw them just go up like really high to the wall. And I'm like, fuck it, let's go up there, let's put it up there and see what we can do. And all of a sudden I started passing cars, and I was like, everybody seems to be fighting for the bottom and the middle right now. If something happens, I kind of want to be up here, right? So we go up there, and man, dude, we just kept passing cars and passing cars, and I got up to Tanner Tomasi, and he comes up right in front of me out of 4, and I'm like, fuck, he's probably gonna go up there. No, he goes back down. So I go back up. I mean, I'm still up there, and I get by him that time, and then we get to third, and we kind of start riding behind Kendall, and I don't know if I probably just not as good as Talon Willis and Blake Majulis. They just were faster there at the end, or maybe they were on the slick set. I was on the regular feature set that CFM provided, but yeah, I felt really, really good. Top 5, my best run in a Pro Series race. Like, I honestly like feel super excited about that. Another quick time. I think I'm sitting third in points. That's what everyone seems to be saying. I haven't looked at it myself to verify, but I'll take everybody's word in chat. And just honestly, like, I knew I wanted to get moving, right? Like, I was like, let's just if I'm gonna go up to the top, like I might as well just commit to it and just start. Like, I'm not gonna half-ass run the top to try to save tires. So I just
Yeah,
went up there, and I started passing cars. I was like, let's fucking get as much out of this as we can before we eventually start fading. And I'm glad I did it, man. I'm glad that it worked out the way that it did. I wish I could have held on for a podium. I really feel like I was as fast as Blake and Talon in like the last 2 or 3 laps. But before I kind of figured out what they were doing and what I needed to do in like the last 15, they were definitely faster. But overall, super excited for a for a fifth place finish. How good does it
Absolutely.
feel to see your co-host get a
It
top
was
5 in a Pro Series race?
it was cool. It was exciting. I was rooting for you to get that podium there, but you just slipped up like twice, like
There was
barely
a couple
though.
of times where I knew I made some mistakes, and me and Talon were talking after the race. Like there was times where he would he was right behind me, right, and I'm searching, trying to find a good line, and it was like I was blocking him because he was trying the same shit that I was. I mic'd up. I'm like, Talon, I swear to God, I'm not trying to block you. I'm just searching here, and it just seems like it. And we talked a little bit after the race, and he was like, "No, you're good." Like I was laughing. It was funny because it really looked probably like I was blocking him, but I was really just trying to find a good line. But yeah, I messed up a couple times. I mean, it was a top 5, man. I could nitpick and find the things that I did wrong, but ultimately I'm pretty excited with the top 5.
Yeah, I would be too.
How are
Just
you
like
how are you feeling after tonight? I mean, are you
I
like
got no points.
I know that. I know that.
It's 0. I'm sitting what,
How
22nd
are how are you feeling though?
tied?
Like is that
Uh,
is the mind state like let's fucking grind, let's figure this shit out, we're not going to
no, it's screw iRacing. This is dumb.
Okay.
No, I don't know. I gotta seriously, hopefully make it Tuesday and Wednesday because I don't even. Well, hopefully I can make it in tomorrow. Honestly, it's gonna be tough in sprint cars because I have to race this weekend and I'm possibly racing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Ooh, well, we'll talk
So
about that in just a little bit. But for now, we are going to bring on our third place finisher. I'm sorry, our third member of the podcast for tonight, our special guest, your winner of tonight's Pro Series round one at Volusia, Logan Rumsey. We'll be right back with him. All right, we are back with tonight's winner of round number one of the World of Outlaws Pro Series at Volusia, Logan Rumsey. Logan, dude, round one winner. How's it feel?
Yeah, man. I was just trying to get a top 5 or something, qualify good, and just get some good points to start off the season. And just everything fell our way tonight in the feature, and we just drove around everyone there at the start and just held on to get the win.
Dude, so you started right in front of me, right? You started sixth.
Yep.
Yeah. So I noticed you go up to the top, and I was like, I think I'm gonna go up there and try that too. And what made you decide to do that? Like, was there no concern about tire wear? I mean, like, cause you fucking took off and you stayed gone. Like, you never fell off.
Yeah, I wasn't coming into the night. I was hoping I would qualify 4th or something, so I could start 5th on the inside because I knew the bottom would be good at the start. But I guess it
Right.
didn't really play out that way. That we knew the top was good in the warm up, so I mean, I wasn't really planning on doing that. Everyone just kind of went down to the bottom and just left me the lane. And I mean, it's hard to just follow people around when the top's open like that. So we just took it. And then once I got to the lead, I tried to back it down a little bit. That's what I
Yeah.
did.
Gotcha. Got it. Yeah, cause like I I was kind of like you. I was like, damn, this top feels really good, and I'm starting to pass cars. Like, I'm just gonna take it. Like, that was kind of like your mindset. Like, I'll just fucking go to the lead if they're gonna let me. Like, that wasn't really your game plan, but that's how it ended up working out.
Yeah, the tire wear now, it seems like you get out front and you can just kind of drive around and it really helps out. It seems like you don't even have to save when you're out front. You can kind of just drive around and if someone gets to you, you can just kind of run the same line as them and block the whole track if you really need to. But we didn't really have to do that. Kind of checked out.
You really did, man. That was a really good run. You what about what time did you get to the lead? What lap?
I think it was lap
Lap 5
16
or
or
lap
7.
7.
Was it
7.
7 that early?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got up there pretty quick, and then you just kind of. I mean,
He
I
just
remember.
one car a lap is what he did.
Yeah, he's
Like
that good.
2 cars a lap.
No, it was I really was expecting you to fall off at some point, honestly,
Yeah, I
because
was too. I mean, I
I
didn't know.
fell off a little bit. Like I feel like maybe I was just running the wrong line. I eventually got caught by Talon and Blake, but you just stayed consistent and stayed up front.
I think Kendall and Blake they moved up to the wall and I'm guessing it just burned up their stuff like immediately when they went up there. They were all running against the wall and I was still running in the middle and it probably burned up their tires real bad. Because last night World of Thunder, Blake was faster than me at the end because I think he ran less air or something, and he was like a 10th better than me at the end. But I think tonight he just burned up his stuff.
How much does Wotel really help? Running those races, because I don't run Wotel, honestly. No offense to them, I don't really have the time for it or the care to. How much do you really think that running Wotel helps you the night before a Pro Series race?
I mean, laps are laps.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been running the official all week at Evolution. I knew I made the setup like Wednesday or clicked a couple things off JD Brown's setup and made it a little bit better for me and didn't really change anything all week. So we knew it was good, but it's still good to get out there in World of Thunder because the track's gonna be slick and stuff.
Yep.
So and got good competition and everything. So I mean we knew we were good, just didn't want to screw it up.
Right. I got you. So let's talk a little bit about the qualifying format. What do you think of overall of the qualifying format, of the way that you have, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, the way that, no heat, straight to a 40-lap feature? Like, what do you think of the qualifying format for this year's Pro Series?
I mean it makes the Pro Series like a full-time job now, but I mean we race all week anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But it just takes a lot more time now. But the qualifying, you get a lot of qualifying points, so you still want to qualify good. But the invert, I mean, I thought it was screwing me tonight, but it played out pretty good. But I think other tracks it might screw you a little bit when we get to like Fairbury and stuff when it's real hard to pass. So I mean, it is what it is. I am a fan of the sprint cars though.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you
Mhm.
excited for the sprint cars? Let's talk about that. So you win tonight. You're obviously known for being one of the best at both sprint cars and late models, being in both Pro Series before. How are you feeling with this whole format overall, and then how are you feeling going into next week?
Feel really good. You know what? Our sprint car program is really good. Kind of thought we were missing something on the late model, but I guess we figured it out last week. So the sprint car, we've kind of had it figured out for a couple weeks now, and I mean, it could probably still get a little bit faster, but we should be really good tomorrow.
You're looking forward to that, I'm sure. Kiefer, how do you feel going into tomorrow? We hadn't really talked about that yet, but how are you feeling going into tomorrow in the sprint cars for the qualifier at Weed Sport?
Way better than I feel more confident in qual and Weed Sport and sprint car than I did at Evolution tonight. LA Mono. Is that sad?
That is kind of sad, honestly.
I've gotten a lot. I've made. I'm not saying I'm God or anything in sprint car yet. I am nowhere close to that. But I feel like I can actually compete somewhat for 30 laps.
I don't know, man. I don't know. You know what I've been saying? I think I'd rather just take my chances in a super against all the 410s at Weed Sport. Like at this point, man, I'll just fucking put me in a super and I'll be at least be comfortable.
What do you
I'm not.
mean? You can't wheel it around the lap track? Or
I can. It's just I feel like I just don't understand sprint cars, man. I need someone.
Got to
I need
practice,
someone
man.
to. Dude, I've been
it's,
practicing.
I've been grinding
Look,
too.
look, look. Here's the thing. I know, Logan, you probably have 1,500 million laps in a sprint car. I have 1,500 over the past 4 days. Like, I know that realistically, I'm not going to learn how to compete in a sprint car that quickly. Not at the rate that I learn shit, but I don't know. I'm gonna go out there and give it the old college try and see how it goes. I think I've kind of hit a point where I'm as good as I'm going to be in this short of a time frame in a sprint car at Weed Sport. Maybe at a different track, a less technical track, I'll be all right. But I don't know. I'm not. I'm looking honestly. I'm looking forward to the qualifier just to see how crazy it is with you know you
I'm
Logan
hoping I could pull
Logan
off a miracle that I could just
Logan.
if I could sneak in like a 6th place finish, I would cry.
Yeah, and then dude, you sneak in a 6th place finish and then still not make it in the top 35 in points. That would be hilarious. But Logan, Evan,
Eden's made it this week.
James Edens, JD, and Lingron. Maybe a couple more, like Forster,
Avila,
Avila.
Forster,
Then the
Bradley
rest are just
Cox.
straight late model guys that are going to be in the top split sprint car qualifier
That's
tomorrow.
where I feel like I have somewhat of a chance.
You feel
If
like
I
you're the
get to
best
night,
of the late model
if I'm
guys?
no, but I feel like I'm going to be like one of the top 5 late model guys because like
So that's going to be like top 15 in the race.
Yes. I think I can run top 15, and then hopefully
You're high.
Logan gets such a big lead that they all wreck each other in the back, in the middle there, and then I can run like third.
How
Have you talked
confident
about
are you?
Evan?
What?
Have you talked about Evan not qualifying for
We
this
talked
week?
about it a little bit, yeah, before we brought you on. It was interesting that Evan did not make it. I think a string of
He
I'm not
just
going
got
to call them
screwed.
mistakes, but like bad calls on his part. You know, like
Yeah.
I think the deal with JD in the opener, I think it was he should have been smarter on that.
hmm
Like you were already in a pretty decent spot. It's very early in the race. Just kind of like let that play out in front of you. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of what I did, and it worked out for me. I mean, it doesn't always work out, but yeah, it was a string of not some smart moves and then getting screwed a little bit. So yeah, that was a little interesting. How confident are you going into tomorrow, Logan? You know you're going to be top split. It's 410s against a bunch of late model guys. Like, how confident are you in going into that?
Hey man, it's feel really good. I mean, it's still kind of. I mean, you never know. You could just get wrecked all 3 nights and not qualify. It seems that's what happened to Evan. So just gotta try to qualify good and stay out of everyone else's trouble. So I mean, we should be good though.
Yeah, he's confident with the speed. It's just everyone else around him that he's not confident about, and that's kind of the opposite for me. Like I'm confident in the people around me that they're going to be able to halfway hold a line. I'm just worried that I'm not going to have the speed or be able to hold a line. Kiefer, how realistically how confident are you feeling tomorrow?
1 through 10, 6.4.
That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Well, Logan, we appreciate you coming on, man. It was a bit of a shorter interview, but this was really off the cuff. Like, this was 30 minutes after the race just ended. So, congrats again on the win. If you want to thank any sponsors or, teammates or anything like that, you feel free to go ahead, man.
Yeah, man. I just gotta thank JD Brown, Chase Barbara, and I don't know whoever else whoever else helped me throughout the years. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, there's your round one winner of the World of Outlaws Pro Series at Volusia, Logan Rumsey. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. All right, that was our winner tonight. Dude, combined, I finished 5th. Logan finished 1st. You didn't even make the show, so I mean that's not bad.
Wow.
I gotta rub it in while I can, man. It's not often that this happens.
Hey, whatever. I'm waxing the sprint car, and I'm just.
I really do expect you to run better than me tomorrow night. But we're like I said, we're gonna give it the old college try, man. We're gonna give it all she's got. But still not too confident in myself. But maybe I'll surprise myself. I'm gonna go out there and I'm just gonna do what I did tonight in qualifying, where I'm just like, let's just go out here and hit a good lap. We ain't got to hit a blazing lap. I might even do what I still forget who said that they were gonna do this, but go out there and not qualify. Just start from the back and let calamity
Eden.
ensue in front of. Was it Eden's? Start in the back, let calamity ensue in front of me. Avoid all of it because I'll be so far behind. And then get in from attrition. That would be my plan.
Yeah.
If I start from the back, I don't know. We'll just have to see. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. But 5th place tonight. I mean, I'm super stoked. And a quick time. Kiefer, I'm sorry that you didn't have the night that you wanted, but you will rebound. You always do. You're still one of the best, and especially once we get into late models at Williams Grove, I know that's your favorite place. Kiefer hates Williams Grove, so it might not be the best place for you, but you'll rebound.
The
You
first
really
4
will.
weeks of the schedule are terrible for me.
And then I'm missing week 8 and 9. Sad.
Rip.
Really, really bad rip. Tristan, one of my mods, by the way, was talking some shit in a stream on TikTok the other night. Him and Matt Fletchell were running mini stocks at Lanier, and they have a proposition for us. All right, it's going to be a 2v2. All right, 2v2 in mini stocks. Me and you versus Matt Fletchell and Tristan Sykes to see who is actually goated on iRacing. Are you down for that?
I'll wax.
That's what I told him. I told him we'd wax both of them.
Yeah, it would be easy dog walk.
Easy dog walk, dog water. It's gonna be an easy one. Also, real
all
quick,
you do is hold the gas pedal down.
pretty much. I mean, it's a race car, Just let it do race car things. All right. Before we go, I want to also talk about the on the 30th of this month, November 30th, MDI TV, James Batzer is putting up a huge race called the 6 Hours of Bristol Dirt. 6 hours, obviously, of Bristol Dirt, obviously, in I think the big block modifieds and 358 modifieds. That's right, 358s and big blocks. Don't know if it's open or fixed. If it's James, I got a feeling it's probably open. Then there's also the fact that you have to have a minimum of 2 drivers, maximum of 6. And I think we've decided that it's going to be me, you, Caleb Durgan, and maybe Kenny Hoffman. Or not Kenny Hoffman. Is it Kenny Hoffman? No, Kenny Cudney. Sorry. I get my Kenny's
Have
mixed
we
up.
talked to Durgan about this?
I did today, actually.
Okay. Right.
Unfortunate that he was not on the podcast tonight. He was really looking forward to possibly winning and being on the podcast, but I digress.
He was telling me that.
Yeah. So all 4 of us hopefully going to be participating in the 6 Hours of Bristol Dirt. I'm looking forward to that event. You mentioned earlier that you are possibly racing this weekend. Why don't you give us a little rundown on what that is? Mid-November race in the Midwest. What's that going to be about?
Turkey Bowl.
The Turkey Bowl.
I don't know if you remember me. I run that about every year now.
I do remember that.
I'm racing.
At,
Springfield, Missouri. Springfield, Missouri.
Springfield. I don't know if I remember that track. Is that track that
doesn't have walls?
Oh, okay. I think I remember that now.
Big sweeping corner.
Yeah.
And I ran 4th there last year. I started up. Yeah.
Okay. So we're running that.
I'm racing instead of the B mods. I'll be in the A mods.
Uh-oh. Big time A mod racing.
There's gonna be a lot of good guys there, but here's the kicker.
Oh boy.
We're bringing the elite out.
The elite. Uh-oh. Bringing the elite out. Watch out. The next Nick Hoffman.
God, dude, if this thing's got traction, I'm gonna be so excited.
I bet, dude. All right, well, that's awesome. You got the big Turkey Bowl at Springfield this weekend. You can watch Damian Kiefer compete in that live on
SpringfieldRaceway.tv.
SpringfieldRaceway.tv. He's going to be in the Bloomer looking 0, no wrap.
There is numbers on it.
143?
No, it's 15G or something.
In the 15G, the number that everyone's familiar with Damian Kiefer driving.
Yep.
Just pay attention to my race pass, and maybe you'll be able to keep up with it. But yeah, good luck to you this weekend, Keith. I'm sure I will try to be following along, especially on, what'd you say it was again? Springfield?
Raceway.tv. It's going to be on a few other things.
Okay, well, we'll figure it out.
It's going to be on IMCA TV too and stuff like that.
Is it an IMCA sanctioned event?
No.
Then why would it be on IMCA?
Springfield TV. SpringfieldRaceway.tv.
Well, there you go, folks. SpringfieldRaceway.tv. Be sure to tune into that this weekend to watch our boy Damian Kiefer perform in the Turkey Bowl. Hopefully he can bring back the turkey. Yeah, there it is right there for you guys to read that blurriness. Yeah, that's good enough, actually. And then don't forget, chat, we are also going to be going live tomorrow night for the 410 Sprint Car Pro Qualifier race at Weed Sport. Probably going to have to run a couple of those this week. We'll just have to see how it goes. But be sure to tune into that. That will kick off tomorrow night at 7 Central Time, 8 Eastern. Just stick around for all that. Be sure to stay tuned. Be sure to follow all the socials. I appreciate all of you guys that show up and show out for all these big events, that come to support me, come to support Kiefer. We really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Kiefer, if you have any closing thoughts?
We're gonna get them next week.
We're going to get them next week. You heard it here first. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you right back here in the next one.